We have Dr. Shelley Francis. Really excited to have you at the 5th Annual E-Mobility Summit. So glad that you're able to make it. So would love for us to just hear how you got into the industry and why you're excited about EV Nor and the industry.
Sure. So thank you for having me here today. This has been an excellent exposition of thought leadership and what's happening across the ecosystem in Georgia. So I got into this space because I was doing transportation research that centered around health outcomes, maternal and child health, health disparities, and so was really trying to understand transportation opportunities and gaps holistically. Got an electric vehicle during that time frame, and I was super excited about just the sector. And so I was on the periphery of the sector. Getting the EV made me like jump in with both feet. And so I realized that there was a gap in the ecosystem in terms of understanding transportation, best practices, needs, etc. So that's how I ended up getting into this space. One of the reasons why I've stayed is because every day is different.
Yeah,
So
true.
if I just worked in Georgia, it would be probably a different conversation. But because we work nationally and globally, there's so many things happening just outside of our Georgia footprint, good and bad. And so you just have to learn how to pivot and understand, okay, where's the best place for us to plug in, so to speak, in the ecosystem and have the greatest impact. One of the reasons that I've stayed is, again, because it's so different. I love the opportunity to work on multimodal EV adoption, best practices, working with people like yourself and others that are here, as well as our counterparts around the country. There's just so many opportunities for thought leadership and for like research to inform practice. And so that's one of the core things that I learned in my training, is that being able to take that translational approach to work. So taking what you learn and applying it in a real world setting versus just keeping it in the academic, realm and just keeping all the great information to yourself.
Tell us one thing that gives you cautious, practical optimism about the
Okay.
electric and future mobility industry.
Yeah, being here, our company's headquartered in Georgia, in Atlanta, and Georgia, to me, and based on all the research, is like the heartbeat of the transportation electrification ecosystem. So there's so much investment. We heard today it's upward of $30 billion, 25,000-ish numbers of jobs in the state. So there's so much happening, whether you're talking about passenger vehicles and manufacturing, or autonomous vehicle deployment and micro mobility and rideshare electrification, airports, airport electrification, and working with airlines, let's say. So there's just so many opportunities. So wherever you kind of have an interest, whether you're interested in research or sales and infrastructure deployment or regulation and policy, there's so many opportunities here in Georgia because all of the different players that are in this ecosystem, that I think I feel like this is the industrial revolution in the 20s.
The way I tend to put it is that we're in a once in a generation
Yeah,
transformation in
absolutely.
energy, mobility, and infrastructure simultaneously. That we don't even know yet how that's going to change everything in our lives.
Right. One of my relatives always likes to say the best is yet to come. We're like on the tip of the iceberg. And so I think there's still so many opportunities that we are uncovering every day.
Yeah.
And so, every week, every month, there's like a new article in the news about Georgia and our positioning around electrification. So whether it's fleet electrification or port electrification, because we have such a huge impact with our ports. I'm excited and encouraged by everything that's happening, and thank you so much for having this convening. It's great to connect with folks from all over the state and just to hear what people are working on, and hear just what are some of the best practices and emerging trends.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
All right.